All right, so continuing on with the Marvel Legends supervillains, bring on the bad guys. Zimnu build a figure wave. Yeah, it's a mouthful. We're gonna be taking a look at Doctor Doom, Marvel's The Hood, and Marvel's, well, I guess it doesn't say Marvel, Dormammu. Um, Actually, you know what? I don't know how long this video is gonna go, but this guy I really wanted to talk about. We all know about Doom. I would say for the most part, a lot of us know about Dormammu. Maybe not so much. Maybe I should do a damn because this kind of works. Like the way they gave us this wave, like the hood and the Dormammu figure. Maybe people don't know. Actually, let's not spoil this. We're just gonna talk about the hood, and if this video doesn't run too long, we're gonna go with the Doom and the Dormammu. But yeah, so the hood really good choice of a figure to give us, but I don't know if too many people are happy with this figure. I'm not mad at it at all, and I think it's kind of cool that we got a hood figure. So a chance encounter with the demon gives petty theft Parker Robbins a mystical cloak and transform him into a true criminal menace. That's kind of broad brushing it. But yeah, man. In package, I mean, it looks good. I can see a lot of people getting multiples of these figures just to use the body. I won't be doing that, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, really good looking figure in the package. And just in case we run low or run long, I shouldn't say low. I was running low on storage in my damn phone. That's why I had to. That was random. That was weird. Anyway, continuing on. Yeah, I was running low on storage in my phone. That way I had to cut. That's why I had to cut the other video short. But this one, hopefully it doesn't run too long. And if it does, too bad. And hopefully you enjoy the content. Yeah, so Marvel's The Hood. We know that that's Parker Robbins. It was created by Brian K. Vaughan, Kyle Holtz, and Eric Powell. First appearance would have been Hood #1. That came out in July of 2002. Originally a petty theft, like it says, a petty criminal, as it said in the back of the read up there, right? His team affiliations would have been the Cabal, the Initiative, and Illuminati. And this is not the same Illuminati as, let's say, Namor, Black Panther, Professor X, and Mr. Fantastic. Abilities include mysticism, occult knowledge. He's a criminal mastermind, has really good marksmanship, basic training in hand-to-hand combat. And I want to say that those abilities or attributes are pretty much him as a basic person. But formally, he has like the Infinity Gems. He can manipulate reality using the Norn Stones. He has that magical cloak and boots. The cloak gives him invisibility, and the boots give him the ability to walk on air, pretty much levitate. He can transform into a demon, and that's a Nasanti demon, and the cloak and boots actually came from a Nasanti demon. We'll talk about that in a second. This guy, as a kid, would hang out with his dad, who worked for the Kingpin, and he witnessed a fight between Electro and Daredevil, and it kind of convinced him, for lack of a better word, to be a villain. Like he really, after seeing this fight, wanted to be a bad guy. I don't know why, but I would say him hanging out with his father, who works for the Kingpin, I think that had a huge influence on him and wanting to be a bad guy. And this guy is a really bad dude. Like, I could tell you a bunch of stuff, and it's not necessarily appropriate. Some of the stuff he did in the comics and some the way they depict his character, but it's pretty cool. You guys should look into him a little bit further than what I'm gonna give you guys, and you guys will understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, and his father at some point passes away, and his mother is hospitalized, and he while his mom is in the hospital, he's pretty much trying to make her proud of him by telling her like he's doing good, and he's making money, even though it's from petty crime. His girlfriend's pregnant at this time, and his cousin talks him into doing uh, a robbery. They try to get this warehouse that they feel like there's some good stuff in there, and they go to rob this warehouse, and there's like candles lit all around, and there's like nothing in there, and that's when they're attacked by this demon. Uh, Parker shoots the demon in the head and kills it. So he thinks, takes the cloak, takes the boots from the demon just because there's nothing else to take, and he thought maybe that might be of some value. So as he flees the scene, he's getting rid of the guns and whatever. Um, he's approached by some guys hanging out by this trash can in this really grimy area, and they're like, hey man, give me your boots, because like earlier in this issue he robbed a, was it a Hydra soldier? I want to say it was a Hydra agent. He took the Hydra agent's boots, and then they wanted them, so he pretty much throws the boots at him to get away, puts on the demon's shoes, and that's when he discovers he can levitate. So then he goes over to his cousins, and they get into an altercation, and he puts this hood on, and he, as they're like, he's showing them the stuff, like they get into altercation. He holds his breath and like in out of anger, and then he disappears. So then he discovers he can disappear, and the boots gives him the ability to levitate. But not only he doesn't necessarily. It kind of changes later on where it's not necessarily that he has to hold his breath to disappear, because it's kind of weird, but it changes later to where he can do it at will, if that makes sense. Yeah, man, this guy gets into a lot of damn trouble, and he uses the boots and stuff to do robberies. Um, he later discovers that the demon is actually Dormammu. So Dormammu is actually granting him the ability to use Dormammu's powers, and Dormammu is like cool with it, because he's like, this dude's a bad dude. Like, I might as well allow him to do more bad stuff, and I'm good with it. It was one of those type of things. But Doctor Strange ends up getting into it with Dormammu and destroys Dormammu, and he ends up losing his powers. Loki comes along and gives him back his powers. Like, it's really really crazy how Loki plays a part with him. Dormammu, he fights Doctor Doom, and that's another tie-in with Doom. He ends up fighting the is it Invincible Iron Man version of Doom, and we did get that version in Marvel Legends form. So yeah, man, 9 minutes. So it's starting to look like we're just gonna do the hood in this video. I hope you guys appreciate it so far. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get rid of the Dormammu and Doctor Doom, since we're 9 minutes in, and we're not gonna have much time to talk about these guys, since we spent so much time talking about the hood. And I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, and then we'll dive into it. All right, so here we have the hood out of package, and I gotta say, man, I'm not disappointed. It's just kind of a meh feeling that I get with this figure, and I think it could have been like so much better. And even though like I don't think a lot of people really know of him, and some of the things in comic book lore he's done, and uh, he's one of those bad guys that you love, man, for some reason, just because he's such a bad dude. You know what I'm saying? And his powers and the fact that he has magic. Like he even wanted to be the sorcerer supreme at some point, like right when it transitioned into Brother Voodoo, or yeah, Brother Voodoo, and it's just one of those things where like he's one of those bad guys that you kind of root for. And even when like they had, was it Secret Invasion, where the scroll and they were trying to take over, he actually helped the heroes, because he was like, man, if the heroes lose, then eventually we're gonna lose, so we might as well help out. And even though some of the bad guys that he was running with at that time, they didn't want nothing to do with it, but he decided he wanted to help. But yeah, man, I think it's a good figure. I think there's a few things it could have benefited from. Like I think one of the obvious things is the boots, right? Those don't look like demon boots or Hydra boots. They look like I'm going to church boots, or yeah, I'm going to work boots, like in an office type of thing. But I think they could have done a better job with this figure. And that's not saying it's horrible or bad. It's just obvious that the cape, it just doesn't do him any justice. Um, and it's one of those things where could it have been two separate pieces to make it look a little better? I'm not sure. It does look good on camera though, right? Like it's not bad. So he came with Zimnu's left leg, and we're gonna put that guy together at some point. And then he had two pistols that we've seen before. Not too bad, nothing special. And then two blast effects that I don't want to say what people are saying these teams damn things resemble. You can see it for yourself. But wow, I didn't realize one was that much. Yeah, whatever. It's kind of looks like the crystals that Loki gave him. I'm not gonna swear by it and say that these are uh the Norn stones. They kind of look like them though, but it would be kind of weird for them to be coming out of a gun. So let's go ahead and take him off this stand here. Take this hood off of him. And this yelling, man, I seen so many people post pictures of him like in Walmart yelling at the pegs because there's nothing on the damn pegs. It's really damn funny. But it's a good looking figure. I think the body is damn near perfect for him. The colors are a little, you know, unappealing, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And I'm trying not to geek out over stuff off camera. I get a lot of those complaints, and I am keeping that in mind. I'm trying to be mindful of you guys because you're looking at it with me. Like I'm not playing with it and then showing you guys. Although some figures I kind of geek out over a little bit, and then I'll start filming again after I pause or whatever. But this is a good figure, man. It's not bad. Good character. I think if you knew the character, you would probably want this figure. It's not horrible, but the second kind of looks like Jackie Chan from that angle. Never mind. Anyway, we're gonna throw this hood on him, and as we all know, it hinders his articulation, and it's not terrible. I mean, if you're gonna set him up, you probably could get him in an appropriate pose to where he at least looks good. But it's not a bad figure, not bad at all. The robe again, like maybe in two pieces would have been a better idea. The guns are gonna fit into his hands nicely. I can tell you that much. The trigger fingers look pretty good. Um, the body, like if you had like spare heads, would work with like several other figures, like infinite amount of headless figures. Although you know what, I shouldn't say that because the skin tone might be off, but it looks good, man. It does its job. You know, let's try to put these effect pieces on to see if okay. I know there's a way to get them on, but it seems like they just want to fall off. All right, that's one. And then I probably should have done this off camera. There's two. They hold on pretty snugly. Watch them fall. So it's not a bad look, man. Really, really good looking. So now let's see if we can throw this cape on him. All right. So it's not a bad look. The more I mess around with this figure, the more I start to like it. And it's probably one of those things that it's gonna grow on you. And you know, I kind of feel like I'm gonna have a love-hate relationship with this figure. But to me, man, I dig it, and you know, I understand that you know there's only so much. Wow. So this is gonna suck. So the cape is too long to the point of where you can't really stand him. So you're gonna probably have to put him on something like a stand to keep him off the ground. And let's see if we can put this back under him all geared up and see. Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, sorry, bear with me, guys. So it seems like he's gonna either fall off or not. Let's see. It's kind of leaning, but again, man, it's a good look. Let's bring this in a little closer. We're at 18-minute mark. I know I said I'll show him with a few other figures, but I think we're gonna cut that short, or cut this video short, and we're probably gonna do that in the next video with Doom, since we're not gonna have a lot of talk about with Doom and Dormammu, and those are gonna be the last two figures from this wave. So if you guys like what you see, as always, please like, subscribe, and take care.